All right, this is the weekly quintet from the simple side. We're going to be covering the week from June 29th through July 6th. And if you've been paying attention to the news at all this week, you've probably seen that Nancy Pelosi has been buying big. So we're going to get into that later. But let's be honest, even with a tour guide like me, you're still disadvantaged when trading stocks. People like politicians, hedge fund managers, insiders, company executives, and others, they all trade on information that you can't access. So, how could you ever match their level of insight when trading? Well, good news, you're here. The Simple Side's weekly report covers politician, insider, and executive trading, and it's getting delivered to your inbox every week. Now, you can be a fly on the wall when Nancy Pelosi, Warren Buffett, or any other insider makes a valuable move in the market. I'm soon going to be releasing insights into my personal portfolio to my paid subscribers on my newsletter. If you look at previous articles, you'll see that some of my favorite stocks have been ticker symbols SG, LLY, and OLED. That's Sweet Green, Eli Lilly, and I think Universal Display is OLED. These stocks are up 153, 57, and 15% this year alone. My premium price will soon be increasing, so lock yourself in at the lower price now, which will last the entire lifetime of your subscription. And again, if you go to our newsletter, thesimpleside.substack.com, you can find that code that's on there. You can also just look us up, go find this newsletter article. If you're subscribed and you're getting this email, then you should already have the code in the email. You can go find it in there. All right, let's talk politician trading. So currently we're tracking two ETFs, one ticker symbol NANC and the other ticker KRUZ, are Democrat and Republican tracking ETFs. Obviously, NANC is Democratic, KRUZ is Republican. NANC is up 1.37% on the week, 4.29% on the month, and 22% year to date. KRUZ is up 0.2% on the week, 0.92% over the past month, and 9.5% year to date. And what's fueled those returns for the week? Well, over the past 30 days, 9 politicians have made 24 trades with a total volume of $7.43 million. And here are the 5 most recent trades. And yes, don't worry, we're going to talk Nancy Pelosi in just a second. The most recent trade was from Jerry Cannoli, a Democrat from Virginia who traded Dominion Energy. He sold this, and his trade size was between $1,000 and $15,000. He also sold Leidos Holdings, ticker LDOS, for between $1,000 and $15,000. He also sold Science Applications International Corporation. He sold this for between $1,000 and $15,000. Again, we've got a Nancy Pelosi trade here. We're going to get into that in a second. And then our final, most recent trade is from Morgan McGarvey, a Democrat from Kentucky who bought Delta Airlines, ticker DAL, and this trade size was between $1,000 and $15,000. All right, now let's talk about Nancy Pelosi and what she has been up to. So, of course, Nancy Pelosi is everybody's, I guess you could say, favorite government trader because when she makes a trade, she makes money. And so there's a couple things that she did here. First off, is she bought between $1 million and $5 million worth of NVIDIA shares. So she's kind of doubling down on this bet. We all saw her buy NVIDIA calls earlier. So she's buying shares now. She also bought between $1 million and $5 million worth of Broadcom, ticker AVGO, which is a big deal there as well. And then we have another trade on here, which is for Tesla, which she sold between 250 and 500K. And then the final trade, which is one of the 5 most recent, is her sell of Visa, which she sold between $500,000 and $1 million worth. So these are some interesting trades from Nancy. Good to always be on the lookout for those. All right, now let's talk about insider trading. This report tracks the 5 largest insider buys from the past week. The most interesting buyer from this week was Stellantis, who bought over $55 million worth of Archer Aviation, ticker ACHR. The stock is currently trading on the low side of its 52-week range. But we've got 4 other stocks in here that are pretty interesting as well. We've got Noble Corporation, ticker NE. The total value bought for this company was $13.24 million, and the stock is currently on the low side of its 52-week range. We've also got BlackRock Innovation which ticker symbol is BIGZ. And insiders bought $2.97 million worth of shares, so not too terrible much there. We've also got ADC Therapeutics, ticker ADCT, $2.25 million worth bought here. They're in the middle of their 52-week range, but they've got a big 52-week range here. It's between 0.36 and $6.04. So a large range there, but it's right in the middle now. We've also got Tilly's, which is our last stock here, ticker TLYS. Total value bought here is $1.35 million. It's trading on the low side of its 52-week range. I don't find this stock as interesting as the others we just talked about. Definitely the most interesting is Archer Aviation, ACHR, $55 million being bought. All right, let's move into executive trading. This report obviously tracks the 5 most recent stock trades from company executives. And this week, ownership in these top 5 companies, top 5 trades, grew 65% between 3 companies. And the most notable trade was by Harper Darren, who increased his ownership share in Dave & Buster's by 61%. The trade price he made this at was $38.77. Now let's get into the other 4 that are on here. We've also got Science Applications International Corporation, ticker SAIC. The insider that traded was their EVP. I'm not sure what that title stands for, but they increased their ownership percentage by 1%. Then we've got Curtiss Wright Corporation, which was bought by 3 different people. So this is looking like it's probably compensation packages coming through. It was bought by their 3 different VPs. Excuse me. And they all increased their ownership percentage by 1%. So other than the Dave & Buster's trade by Harper Darren, which increased his ownership share 61%, he's the CFO of the company. Nothing too interesting there. All right, now let's get into our top 3 weekly stock highs and lows. This used to be top 5 for both, but the list was just getting a little too long, so we've decided to bring it down a little bit to the top 3. First, we've got Koss Corporation. Their 1-week change is 200%, and their stock price is currently $13.35. We've also got Beneficient, whose 1-week change is $118, current stock price $4.84. And then we've got Wheels Up Experience Incorporated. That's interesting. I haven't heard of that before. Their 1-week change is 111%. Stock price currently sitting at $4. For our top 3 losers, we've got Micro Algo topping the charts at negative 48% this week, currently sitting at $8.43. Then we've got JIUZI Holdings, JIUZI Holdings, down 44% this week, current stock price $2.60. Excuse me. And then we've got Anu Medical, down 39% this week, current stock price sitting at $1.50, running right on the edge of getting delisted. All right. And I'm not going to do the podcast on this, but go check it out on the newsletter, thesimpleside.substack.com. It'll be the first article that's going to be posted up there. This is going to be our investor news watch. These are incredible investor insights that are typically reserved for paying subscribers only. However, this edition, they're going to be free. I just recently passed the 100,000 subscriber mark for my newsletter, and I just wanted to offer free subscribers a look at what the premium edition offers. If you'd like to keep getting these premium insights, take advantage of the offer that I talked about earlier, 20% off for a year, and you get to have that 20% off for this year, but you're also going to be getting in at a lower price. It's going to bump up to, I think, $12.50 total next year, and it'll stay at that price forever. Whether I upgrade my subscription price to $20, $50, whatever, you will always be paying $12.50. So get in while you still can. What we talk about in this premium subscription side are mergers and acquisitions. We're talking about Bosch looking at buying Whirlpool. We've got Saks Fifth Avenue buying Neiman Marcus. And we've got Boeing buying Spirit, KKR buying Varsity Brands, Deutsche buying Corniche Loan. That's a $1.3 billion buy right there. We also take a look at Fed interest rates. This is something that I've been predictive about since December of 2023. So far, I've hit the mark on everything I said. No rate hikes or lowering of the rate this year. And so far, that's been accurate. So we get into interest rates there, predictions, how things have done so far this year. We also have an IPO calendar where we showcase upcoming IPOs for the week. And then we talk about what's going to perform well, what's going to perform poorly. We also do alternate investments. This is cool. We look at something called tech resources in this one. We look at Chinese government purchasing Teslas, and we look at Toyota having problems again in subcontracting laws. Pretty interesting. Also, NVIDIA suppliers, European airline stocks, and Niger revoking Canada's access to mine uranium. It is extremely interesting. We also have a significant news segment that is AI ranked. So we have ChatGPT read over 1,000 top news stories and then give them some significant scores. And we give you everything that ranks over 6 standard deviations away from the mean, which is really impressive. Typically, anything over 3 is considered quite abnormal. We also talk about implied options price movements. These are stocks that you could look at trading long straddles on, and it tends to perform pretty well. For example, one of the stocks we have coming up has an expected price movement of 20%, 21%, 28%, all that good stuff. And so you'll be able to look at those. All right. Again, if you're just listening to the podcast, go check us out, thesimpleside.substack.com. And if you're reading the newsletter, make sure you subscribe. All right. We look forward to having you again. We'll see ya.